Welcome back to West Coast Goldies. It's been a minute, but I figured this was a good time to make an update video because I'm having some issues with my filter leaking well, I'll show you. Hey there, pup. So, right now my current setup here, I don't remember what I showed last. We'll take a closer look at the fish in a minute. I have my pump in that filter box. It runs through this hose. The hose previously connected right here, but as you can see, this barrel wasn't really fresh plastic when I got it, and now man, I only used this filter for 3 or 4 months and it started cracking and the silicone started failing. See, this crack right here is my real problem. I don't know why it started. This crack wasn't here when I put this bulkhead on, but it started leaking a lot, losing a lot of water. I had this as just kind of a drain outlet. But bottom line is I have to I think that is just too old a plastic to reuse. And so I got these, 2 55-gallon drums, $30 for both of them, which I think is a pretty good deal. And they're thicker plastic, which I'm happy with. I know buying used barrels, I guess I'm running the same risk as the last one of the plastic cracking and failing, but I feel better about these than the previous one. So today I need to drill a hole. I need to fit a new bulkhead, hook it all up. I need to fill my pond back up. I need to transfer all these nice plants, because this is all plants that are just thriving in the pond water. Previously it pumped it to the bottom, up through tons of lava rock, and into the little waterfall right there. So that's the plan. So here's my new bulkhead. I'm gonna have this, screws in very nicely right there. But the problem with this piece to my quick connect I have on the hose for the pump is this thread doesn't quite fit. So I think it like fits enough where it starts to thread and then it starts to go crooked. So I think it's just a different type of thread, sadly. I'm gonna do it anyways. I think I'm actually gonna take a lighter and like melt this plastic inside, then screw this piece in, and then also put in silicone maybe, because I don't wanna, finding a way to get these threads to match, I think is more work than it's worth. But I also don't want to redo this again in 6 months. But trust me, okay, I think that it won't leak if I do it that way. So, but I need to thoroughly wash and scrub these barrels because they're dirty. I got them secondhand, but they smell fresh and clean. Like they don't smell like they had anything toxic in them, no oil or anything. So I think it's safe to use for these purposes. I don't think I run any risk of hurting the fish. So let's scrub them up. It's funny, I remember one of my first semi-viral videos on TikTok was that I used soap on a pond I was washing out, and a bunch of people were commenting that using the soap, like washing it, wasn't enough. It was gonna leave residue and kill all the fish. And I don't doubt that some soaps could do that, but I don't think dish soap, if you truly rinse it and scrub it away right, I don't think it's gonna leave residue in a fish tank or a pond that will harm the fish. I mean, and I haven't had a problem with it, and I've seen lots of other people not have a problem with it, but I totally get it. If you use some kind of weird strong soap, bleach, vinegar, you want to rinse it really well before putting fish in so you don't run the risk of infecting them, or not infecting them, but hurting them with something. My whole bit here is a little wonky, but I think it'll still work. See, that's a much nicer, thicker plastic than that other barrel. All right, one bulkhead achieved. The glue is setting there. Now see, this is my quick connect. See, it's a garden hose bit, so I can easily unhook it and hook up my other garden hose and use the pond water to water the garden plants and stuff. So it's really easy. I love these. You can get them at Lowe's, Home Depot, Amazon. Quick connect regular garden hose attachments. They're a lifesaver. But I think what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna film it because I know that I don't know, it's pretty jank how I'm gonna try this, but I'm gonna put a lighter in here and try to melt these, and you can see how much it threads. It just starts to thread and then it gets stuck. So I think if I melt the threads a little and get this to screw in all the way, and then let it cool back down, unscrew it, little silicone caulk, screw it back in. All right, I think that I melted this just the right amount where it screws in more than before. See, it actually gets in a decent amount. So I'm gonna go ahead and, see, now it's stuck in there. I'm gonna go ahead and silicone what I can. And we're gonna do this. If you don't know what silicone to use, usually just get 100% silicone with no, some of them will say 10-year, 15-year, 20-year mold-free. That usually means they add more anti-mold additives, which could leach into the water, hurt your fish. And so you just want regular silicone, no additives. But I know this was confusing for me at first. The pure silicone will say on it sometimes 5-year, 7-year mold-free, even though it doesn't have any additives in it. And that's just because silicone is naturally mold resistant. And so they'll put it on there like it's some special quality. But it's really just plain good silicone. So I think this is ready. It might be time to dismantle the old filter and start stacking my rocks in here. I'll have to wait. This will cure fast in the sun, but I'll have to wait a little bit before testing everything. But I think I should start filling it with rocks, get the old one out of place, get the new one in. Another nice thing about doing pond stuff as opposed to indoor tank stuff is if this leaks a little, like if it has a tiny drip, 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 when we're dealing with 355 gallons, I don't even care about that little leaking drip because it'll lower the water level so slowly in the summertime. Tiny little drip, not a big deal. I think this plastic being so much thicker than the old one will hold up a lot better, and no cracks are gonna form to let bigger leaks out, at least for a long time, I think. Man, these plants are doing well. I feel bad that I'm gonna have to, mess it all up, make it all sad to repot it, but it is what it is. There's no nice way to do this. Down she goes. The only thing I haven't figured out yet is how I'm gonna do the downs, like the spillway for the other one. I don't know if I'm gonna salvage this one off. I might just do that. The other thing I'm not sure is how high up does this barrel need to be? Should I leave it on the blocks or should I just set it on the ground? I think I want it on the blocks just so I have ease of access for unplugging it, plugging it back in. And also, a higher spillway, just more water splashing noises, more beauty in the backyard. I think high is the way to go. I'm excited too because this is gonna add more water volume to my pond, keeping the water quality better. Now we need to make the spillway. I think that I am gonna just reuse the old one because, oh, this plant really was in there. Because much like the new bulkhead I put in, if this drip leaks, it doesn't really matter. I learned my lesson before. I don't want the spillway too high to the top because if for some reason it gets clogged or has trouble keeping up with the volume of water coming up, out of the waterfall, then I don't want it to overflow at the top. So if I set it down a little bit, it gives room for me to put more plants and stuff, and also that the water level can come up and drain out without it getting too close to the brim. Because the first spillway I had, I put basically right on the brim, and then it kept overflowing. So I don't know, just something I prefer is to set it down a little bit. I love how thick this plastic is. It's so much better than the last one. Should last way longer. Now, if you've watched this far in the video, I feel like I'm gonna give a disclaimer. I know parts of this yard are messy. I'm really good at starting a project, making a mess, finishing the project, and then having a real hard time cleaning up the mess afterwards, so. This time I'd like to give another disclaimer. A friendly reminder that I never claimed to be good at any of this. So what you see, you may know of a better way to do it. You may say, wow, that's a real hack job. But I understand. I'm not an expert. I'm not necessarily a pro. Just because I've been having a pond for a couple years now doesn't mean nothing. So I'm just a documenter of my journeys. So I want to sand it to get all the burrs off so that it has a clean surface of silicone too. All right, it's the next day. I just now got around to finishing cutting the hole. I just siliconed it. It's not the prettiest, but I mean, come on, it's a pond filter. Inside and out. So now I think, as much as I'd like to fill it up with rocks and everything tonight, I think the right thing to do is let the silicone fully dry, and then tomorrow morning we shall fill it back up. These plants are all wilting from not being in water, but they'll live. So tomorrow morning. All right, welcome back once again. It's the next day. Okay, silicone is cured. I went ahead and spray painted it because the top of the rim there was gray, and those are old gutter pieces that I just used for this, and I figured it looked better black than white, and I was right, it does look a lot better, nice and sleek. And so I'm trying to decide what's order of things I want to do, because while the water's this low, I'm going to go ahead and take the fish out, get a good look at them, and also clean some of the debris that's fallen. So I think I need to put them in a bucket first, clean, start to fill it up with water, and then we'll test how this new filter works. I think my plan is to hook it up and let it fill with water to make sure there's no, if there's a couple drips somewhere, I don't really care. If there's a big leak, I'm gonna have to address it before I put all the rocks and plants in. Okay, we got everybody with my trusty net. Let's take a look at these bad boys. They are getting pretty big. They're looking good. They're looking really healthy. So I haven't posted an update video in a minute, so let me tell you a little bit about how the last year went. Okay, because I stopped my Goldfish Odyssey series, and then winter came, and I lost several fish that winter. A lot of them kind of looked really thin. They looked really skinny, and then they slowly wasted away and died. I know there's a goldfish disease called wasting. I don't think it was that. I think what happened was I didn't feed them enough that summer, because they don't eat much in the winter time. They kind of just use their fat reserves. And so I think what happened was I didn't feed them enough that summer, and so when wintertime came, they didn't have enough energy stored to make it through the winter with no food. That's just my guess, I'm not 100% sure. And so this summer I've been making an effort to make sure that they get a lot more food, and as you can see, their growth last year was minimal. Their growth this year is much better. So I'm seeing if the weight they added will help them this winter to make it through better. But also that small guy has been the smallest for a while now, and is just growing really slowly. He's not sick, it doesn't look like, but just grows really slow. So let me give you a closer look at some of these guys. Let's go with this one first. Relax, relax. I love the white on his tummy. He's so cute. Really pretty fish. That mark on the top of his body wasn't there before. Looks like he scraped it on something. Should be okay. Let's look at the other orange boy. This boy's getting good size. Looking happy. The wan is growing good. Let's see. Let's go for the biggest bronze one. I want to see this guy. Oh yeah, he's looking really good. I love this bronze color of the Ranchu. Relax, buddy, it's okay. He's looking really healthy. This should be a female, or a male. I gotta look up again how to tell. But look at this buddy. This guy is growing extremely well. Relax, 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 relax. He has grown an insane amount this summer. You can tell he's kind of a Ryukin hybrid, but I'm pretty sure Ryukins are supposed to be double tail and he's a single tail. So he's like our single tail Ryukin, it seems like. This guy, what's with the scale missing on the top of him here? He's looking okay. And they're healthy. They're all looking really good. This one is just like a calico fantail. It's also grown a lot this summer. Relax, 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 relax. You don't want to squeeze him hard, so I just kind of gently hold him. He's got a little, his back tail is kind of twisted. I don't love that, but there's not really anything I can do to fix that. It's just not a high quality fish with straight fins. Oh, bending over hurt. So they're looking good though. I'm pretty happy with their growth this year, how healthy they're looking. They don't seem to have any problems. So I think it's time to do some cleaning, fill this up. So the garden hose is in here filling it up. That's my pump box. This is how this is gonna work. This is the other end. And you can see I have a quick connect on here. That should nicely just slide right on. Come on. I had to put the phone down just to get it to slide on, but that's good. That feels solid. That doesn't leak. And now, I think it's time for the moment of truth. See, it's already just the residual pressure's already filling it up. Let's turn it on. Okay, the pump is on. I need to clean that filter box, the pump box too. Well, I got this all apart, but I'm gonna let this fill up. It's looking good so far, but we won't really know if it's leaking until it's full. Went ahead and opened the pump box to clean it out. I actually forgot that I put the pump in. See, I have it just on another quick connect here. And then I filled it up with lava rock. And so it was super dirty. I just rinsed it. A lot better now. Should get a better flow into there. This is very exciting. I know it's just a pond. Not even a fancy pond. A pretty jank pond. Backyard's mess. But I do really enjoy having this fish, and I love getting a chance to redo stuff with it. Make something new even though I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, it's getting close to overflowing here. This is pretty interesting. The old filter, I didn't fill it up like this empty before filling it with rocks. So I kind of have an idea of, because I bet the rocks in here are gonna be really dirty. I think what I'll do is I'll drain this. I'll turn it. And then I'll actually keep the water. Oh, there it goes. Okay, I had to step away for a while, a couple hours, and it's looking good still. No leaking. It did start dripping from the bottom part, But it's no big deal because it's good back in the pond. Beautiful, beautiful. I went ahead and cut open the old one. You can see how I did it. Big rocks at the bottom, lava rock in the middle. These roots are crazy. So the plants are happy, doing well. So yeah, I just gotta start stacking it in. I was hoping to turn this and start to stack rocks in while the water's running, kind of washing the rocks and putting the dirty water out of the pond. But now I'm not so sure if I should, kind of wasteful to empty this again, put rocks in, fill it. I was thinking instead of just maybe using the hose to wash these and put them in here. I don't know. Yeah, I decided I couldn't really place rocks how I want around the bottom without emptying it. So I'm just gonna have to start stacking rocks, rinse that out a little, keep moving it. I'm really surprised how far down all these roots got. Plants are happy, especially this water celery. Well, I'm all dirty, but somehow I managed to put the big rocks in, and then this thing was like just a huge root ball at the top, like a cork, and thankfully it fit just perfect. I picked up the whole thing and dropped it in, and so all these plants should recover all right. And this winter, you know, a lot of these plants will die off, and I might at that time, you know, cut the plants down because they'll die off for the cold weather. And then I'll see if I can add any more lava rock to the top, up to the little spillway area, because I think that I can fit a lot more lava rock down around the bottom of the root ball. But I think that it is good for now. So I'm gonna let this run for a little bit and start to clear this water up and try to clean up some stuff so it actually looks better back here. I'm really happy with these two plants I got this year. This one had these cool red flowers. This one had cool purple flowers. I'm excited for them to come back. I got a water lily again. And the water hyacinth or hawthorn. I never remember which one. I think it's water hyacinth, but they're all done blooming for the summer. So, as far as I can tell, this has been a successful project. And I'm happy with how this filter turned out. It's a constant struggle for me to keep this whole area looking nice so that when people come, you can actually enjoy the pond, and so that I can enjoy the pond, but it is what it is, and the fish are happy. That's one of the most important things. So I think that's pretty much it for this video. New filter, fish are looking good, looking chunky. I think that's it. West Coast Goldie's out.